Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Gun Shop. I'm Niels Hansen, aka Guns for Hire, and this is where I talk about video game, techie type news, or any really interesting topics that I think you and I might be interested in discussing here on You Always Win. Thank you so much for all the likes and the comments you guys left on the previous videos. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the show. I'm glad that some of you are like, man, the Gun Shop is back. I'm glad it's back. I'm having a lot of fun. For those of you that, and there was a few of them like, oh man, another drama alert, don't turn into Keemstar. No disrespect to Keemstar or any of you out there that actually enjoy that show. Number one, I have zero interest in YouTube drama or gossip. I don't care about the he said, she said. I'm like, oh my goodness, he did what? Anything going on like that, that's not my bag. That's not what I'm interested in. I look at articles that are out there and I discuss things with you guys. That's kind of like what I consider real news, not bottom feeding or anything like that. And I guess that's a little bit disrespectful, but it's out there. I just said it. That's what I find it. That's the honest truth. So anyway, that's where it is. In terms of that, and by the way, fact, you guys, I know some of you obviously aren't aware of the Gun Shop and its history because it's not on YouTube anymore, but the Gun Shop, not this revision, but the original Gun Shop existed 3 years before Keemstar even considered or was even on the scene in terms of news on YouTube. So I've been around a while. I just, it hasn't really found a real home here. And hopefully You Always Win is good. And hopefully you guys really enjoy those. So anyway, let's move on. Two things I want to talk about today. The first one is Call of Duty supply drops in Modern Warfare Remastered, specifically 3 weapons that are in it. Now, we've seen Call of Duty, Black Ops 3 have actually weapons in there as well. And we're seeing a repeat of this. So I want to discuss that a little bit more in depth, and specifically the weapons that they're including in this as well. The other story that I'm going to talk about is a high-profile North American player that got a 1,000-year ban for inappropriate conversations outside of the game with an alleged 15-year-old girl. Now, this is, I think, happened last year, so if you guys are aware of this news, I apologize, but this is the first time I'm aware of it, so I want to discuss it. Now, let's get into the Call of Duty thing first, though. So, Modern Warfare Remastered recently added 3 weapons into the supply drops. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Do you guys like the idea that there are weapons, first of all, in supply drops? Obviously, Activision is doing this from a business perspective. It's a moneymaker for them. Skins are one thing. CounterStrike, I think, did it the right way where they just did skins. Nothing impacts the gameplay. Nothing that they put in there. You can spend all the money you want. Just makes your guns look pretty. Zero impact to the gameplay. So you're not putting in this situation of a pay-to-win situation. Now, I'm not saying that the 3 weapons that they put in there, or even the ones in Black Ops 3 that they put in there, necessarily were pay-to-win or they were OP, but the potential is always there. Think about this. Every time a new Call of Duty or any shooter game comes out, there are always issues with weapons. Whether it's shotgun, sniper, there's always balancing issues. And there are certain weapons that are deemed to be overpowered. They're really easy to get kills and they have to balance them after. Who's to say in supply drops when they're newly introduced into the mass that they're not going to be overpowered? And essentially, because you know it and Activision knows it, a lot of people pay money to get these tokens, these supply drops. Yeah, sure, you can earn them organically, and I've said that before as well, but let's be honest here. If you're spending $100 for the Infinite Warfare so you can get Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, you've got coin. You've already got enough money. You're not struggling, and if you are, you shouldn't have bought it in the first place because really, there's other priorities in life. That being said, they know that people, if you're still playing it, they know they're going to want to play that thing. They know they're going to spend money to get all those neat gadgets because it's fun. Even I've done it myself. But is it right to have weapons in there that can potentially change the gameplay? Potentially have people pay for it? Because if you earn those coins organically, it can take a long time. And statistically, to get those weapons, maybe not so much. Maybe you're super lucky and you got them all. I don't know, man. If any of you guys get, those supply drops, you got really good luck. Let me know in the comments below. I actually had really good luck with Black Ops 3. Spent hardly any money and got most of the weapons in there like immediately, I was like, I don't know what everyone's complaining about. They're like, I spent a lot of money and I didn't get it. But with these 3 weapons here, there's huge potential for overpowered. So for a pay to win, I'm just saying, and I'm going to discuss something else, the potential, just a conspiracy theory. But anyway, 44 Magnum. That thing in real life can put a hole in an engine block. Fully automatic assault rifle. I forget what the name is, the XMLAR or something like that. I don't know, around there. But who knows? Generic. Doesn't really matter what you call it. It's a fully automatic assault rifle. Could be really good. Could be really crappy. Who knows? And then you have the Kamchatka I don't know, whatever you want to call it. It's a fully automatic 12 gauge shotgun, like an AA-12. You know what I mean? Fully automatic shotgun of all weapons to put in a supply drop in a potential pay-to-win situation. That is the gun. You're spraying like crazy. It is going to be a nuisance. I mean, that has huge potential. Now, here's my conspiracy theory, and I'm just saying this. What if every time they introduce weapons in supply drops, think about this, they introduce weapons in supply drops, knowing that there's, every game has balancing issues, and it's easy to like, oh, we're going to balance them. Yeah, we don't never know until it's out in the public. Easy scapegoat. But what if they purposely buff those things for initial launch? So even those that are like, I don't really want to spend it, I don't really know if they're worth it, the people that do get them, the people that do spend money on it, and all of a sudden they're just like mowing people down. You're like, whoa, those weapons are super powerful. You know what I mean? And then it's going to entice them to spend money. Suddenly everyone gets them. They're like, oh my goodness, you're right. They are overpowered. We better, buff them down or something, or nerf them a little bit. Not buff, that would make them even more powerful. But you know what I mean? Nerf them down. We didn't know they were like that. I'm not saying Activision did that, because if you did do that, Activision, that is the biggest douche move ever. But I guess we'll never know, because it's such an easy way to say, no, we didn't know, we're balancing them now. Because sometimes those weapons come out and they're just ridiculous. 44 Magnum and a fully automatic shotgun, huge potential, man, and it lures people in. How do you guys feel about that? Do you think weapons should be in there? Do you think it should just be skins or variants on your weapons for aesthetic reasons? I don't think anything in supply drops where you have to pay that, and it's simply to pay more money. You know what I mean? I don't care about this organic. You know that statistically, most people are going to have to pay money in order to get it this century before the next Call of Duty comes out. You know what I mean? Is it fair? Are you neutral about it? Do you not really care? Are you for it? Are you against it? I'm curious to know in the comments below. All right, I want to talk about our next article, CounterStrike. A high-profile North American player, Reese Bluminator Bloom, got banned for 1,000 years on CounterStrike for an inappropriate conversation, a very inappropriate conversation with an alleged minor who was 15 years old. He's not going to be able to play CounterStrike until June 6th, 2016. Why not just ban them all together? Like, what? I don't get that. Is that like a statement from them? Like, yeah, we're banning you for 1,000 years. Like it's cheeky or funny? Because in this particular context, I don't know, maybe they can. Do you know if they can do that? Can they do a permaban? Because why not just do that? Is this a funny way to do it? As someone who's potentially acting in a pedophile type of way, a very inappropriate way? I don't find it amusing. If it's possible to permanently ban, then they should be permanently banned. And again, for a conversation outside, when you're talking about it, you're like, well, that's what he did outside. Let the law deal with this situation here. If it is, instigating a minor or anything like that, why do it? If it didn't happen in Counter-Strike, why do that? But if he's a high-profile player of the Counter-Strike community and it gets out there, it's a representation of the community. It's like sporting events. If you got an NFL, NHL, FIFA soccer player, high sort of profile there, and they have a conversation with a 15-year-old, inappropriate, potentially pedophile-like, there are going to be repercussions. And it's no different, despite the fact that it didn't happen during a game, is irrelevant. When you have those people there, they kick them out. That's the real life here. I'm just really concerned. I hate these stories, man. I hate these stories with these misogynistic douche nozzles that behave like that. You give us a bad name. And you know what? It's not just him. And I know there's a lot of people out there that just are completely disrespectful to women. There's nothing wrong with finding a woman beautiful, a woman sexy, or anything like that. I got 3 kids. I didn't get them through osmosis. I didn't pray for them. A stork didn't drop them off. My wife and I had to do things and sort of, to get them. Yeah. So I appreciate the ladies as well. I love my wife, but I don't disrespect her. I don't treat her like that. She's not an object. And I just find there's so many people, so many guys out there that just don't get it yet. There's a reason why there's a huge feminist movement. You're like, oh, the feminist movement. Yeah, because so many of us act like douche nozzles. There's a reason for that. This dude has a hugely inappropriate conversation with the alleged 15-year-old, all right? In the conversation, I'll put a link to the article and you can read yourself. I'm not going to go over all the details, but he says, I just don't care that I'm a pedophile. Right there in a statement. He says, I just don't care that Really? What is wrong with you, dude? You need some help. I don't know if he's going to be charged because a statement like that, if it's actually true, there potentially could be, luring sort of charges on there. I don't know. I'm not concerned. I'm not the law. I'm not here to say, oh, I hope that he gets punished and everything. Let the law be the law. That's it. I'm just saying that these sort of things irritate me when guys act like that. They give us other guys that are respectful, that love our girlfriends, that love our wives, and sort of see us as equals. They give us a bad name. I find it inappropriate. So here's my question. Do you think that the person should have been permanently banned? Was 1,000 years enough? Is 1,000 years enough, or should it be permanent? I don't get the 1,000-year thing. You know what I mean? Like, just permanently banned, or maybe you can't. I don't know. Whatever. Is it okay, though, that CounterStrike banned him for a conversation with no charges, an alleged conversation with an alleged 15-year-old? We don't know. I don't know if the facts. I don't know if they actually knew the facts. Should he have been banned for that in Counter-Strike, despite the fact that it happened outside the game? You know what I mean? But he is a high-profile player. I'm curious to know your thoughts on that as well. But for me, I'm just tired of it, man. Just behave yourselves. I get it. You're young. You want to go out there and sow your wild oats and that sort of stuff there. Great, no problem. Just do it appropriately. If you're 18 or older, do not look at minors. Don't look at them. Don't even consider them. Date someone your own age. Is that a problem? You can't date? Is the woman not interested in you? Still no reason to be going after minors, man. Have some respect for yourself. Have some respect for women as well. It's just, you're just making the rest of us look bad, man. You're making us look bad. I'm curious to know your thoughts on that, though. Leave them in the comments below. And as I said before, thank you so much for all the likes, the comments, and everything like that. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. If you've got other things you want me to talk about here on The Gun Shop, by all means, drop me a line on Twitter. That link is in the description below. Have yourself an amazing day.